Test, test. Test, test, testing. Testing. Good morning and welcome. I respectfully take my mask off so that I don't pass out before you. But welcome. Thank you for coming here today as we celebrate the life of Delroy Jerome Durant Jr. It's a difficult time, and as we come together, let us be mindful that there is a higher power with us this morning. Now, before I had known that I was going to preach to you this morning, I had a conversation with my man Marvin and about the sensitivity about this moment. Now, there are many factors that come into play when we're dealing with such a tragedy such as this one. On the one hand, we want to respectfully honor the man that was a husband, a father, a brother, a friend, a uncle, a confidant, and many other things. Because we want to showcase how accomplished Jerome was in the short period of time that the universe had given him. A man who worked to get the things that he wanted for him and his family. A man that went and radiated his smile as he walked into a room and gave you his jovial personality. Jerome was an example of success. Jerome, he worked hard, took care of his family, and he enjoyed life to the fullest. Now that is true success. That is success that we can't find on Instagram. It's not success we can find on the television screen. It's success because he worked hard and he loved his family. And that's what we strive for each day. And we salute him. But even though that he had his own belief system, he is a child of God. But on the other hand, we must discuss the elephant in the room, Jerome's tragic ending, which causes us to come into community with one another. We don't even know if we're coming or going. We're just waiting to be woken up from this terrible dream. In a room filled with believers, unbelievers, seekers, and doubters, we all want answers to why this played out in the universe. Asking why? Why now? Why Jerome? Our belief system is shaken to the core like never before, because we lost a great man, we lost a husband, we lost a father and a friend. And the thing that I was struggling with and having to prepare for this sermon is that it took me back a few years ago when I was fresh out of seminary, wet behind the biblical pages, and I was asked to do a service for a 6-month-old baby. And I was challenged by that idea because I didn't know what to do. But the thing that I told them that I would tell you this morning is that I can tell you about somebody who lived into their old age. I can tell you how great they were. I can tell you all the things that they experienced and how the universe had kept them all that long. But the real true thing, no minister, no pastor, no anything can sit here and tell you how to explain this. Just can't. There's nothing that I can tell you to get you to understand what happened to Jerome. But the thing is that there's a higher power that keeps us during these times and during these moments. And in time, we will heal. But the thing is that in this difficult loss, that it's going to take time. In time, healing will take place because we celebrate Jerome. In time, as we start to think about the things that who Jerome was, what he was to his family, who he was to his friends, we take those things and we remember those things and we honor him by doing so. We think about the times of Jerome was the type of guy who would essentially lighten the load. We think about the times that those conversations that we had with him. We think about the jokes he shared. We think about his cool when every time he walked into a room. That's what we do in these times as we heal and as we hold on and we commune with one another. But we reflect on those times and we reminisce and we think about those debates We think about his hobbies, his passions, and we warn yourself who he was to his family and friends. But we think about that and we use that to cope and heal, as I said before, in time. But the thing is, when we come to these situations, we realize the takeaway from this. And that takeaway is that life is extremely short. So I tell you, brothers and sisters, whatever quarrels that you have with one another, let them go. Any unforgiveness you carry in your heart, forgive. Hold on to your family and friends. Squeeze them tight. Tell them that you love them. Love, laugh, cry, and do it often and repeat. Because as we know that tomorrow is not promised. But only together we can rally together as a community and to keep Jerome's legacy alive. Most importantly, and I say this to you most importantly, the thing that we have to do is to rally to one another because we have 3 young souls that are depending on this community to move forth. And as I leave you with a challenge. Now, women are going to be women. They're going to rise to the occasion. They're going to be there, they're going to be nurturing, and they're going to do what they have to do. But my challenge more so is for the men in the room that are here and know that this kid, that he leaves these kids behind. Be there, not to replace Jerome, but to honor his legacy, remind him of who Jerome was as the man, as the person, as the father, as the brother. And it's not nothing that you have to do, and it's nothing that you have to emulate, but just be consistent. And be mindful that these children are looking forward to being with you and in this moment. But just be consistent, be present. Always remember that Jerome is always going to be present with us in our lives. Sleep in peace, my brother. At this time, I would like to invite Lloyd Durant, who's going to be reading a poem by John Donahue.
This is an unimaginable loss that I don't think any of us have really processed yet. As we were preparing for this, Lana and I read a lot of poems, and we thought that this poem by John Donahue captured closest how we were all feeling. It's entitled On the Death of the Beloved. Though we need to weep your loss, you dwell in that safe place in our hearts, where no storm or night or pain can reach you. Your love was like the dawn. Your love was like the dawn. Brightening over our lives, awakening beneath the dark, a further adventure of color. The sound of your voice found for us a new music that brightened everything. Whatever you unfolded in your gaze, quickened in the joy of its being. You placed smiles like flowers on the altar of the heart. Your mind always sparkled with wonder at things. Though your days here were brief, your spirit was live, awake, complete. We look towards each other no longer from the old distance of our names. Now you dwell inside the rhythm of breath, as close to us as we are to ourselves. Though we cannot see you with outward eyes, we know our soul's gaze is upon your face, smiling back at us from within everything. to which we bring our best refinement. Let us not look for you only in memory, where we would grow lonely without you. You would want us to find you in presence, beside us when beauty brightens, when kindness glows, and music echoes eternal tones. When orchids brighten the earth, darkest winter has turned to spring. May this dark grief flower with hope in every heart that loves you. May you continue to inspire us to each day with a generous heart to serve the call of courage and love until we see your beautiful face again in that land where there is no more separation, where all tears will be wiped from our mind, and where we will never lose you again.
My brother, Delroy Jerome Constantine Durant, was born on December 21st, 1984 in Trelawney, Jamaica. After a tragic bicycle accident, Jerome passed away at the age of 35 on September 10th, 2020 at Kings County Hospital in Brooklyn, New York. Jerome was an affectionate husband, a devoted father, a caring son, a loving brother, and a true friend. He was adventurous, full of personality, and very passionate about what interested him and absolutely dedicated to everyone he loved. His interests were varied, and conversations with him often centered around space, aircrafts, cars, and most of all, electrical work. In his spare time, Jerome would work on his car, build skateboards, and add new parts to his bicycle. He was a problem solver who often took on difficult projects, whether at work or around the house. Jerome was a skilled electrician who worked as a light maintainer with the MTA. He loved his job and did it to the best of his ability. Jerome's love and admiration for his parents and siblings were breathtaking. He would often speak of the unforgettable memories he shared with his parents and siblings because those moments meant the world to him. Jerome's most cherished accomplishment was fatherhood. He was a wonderful father who doted on his kids, each of whom meant the absolute world to him. There was no commitment he would not reschedule to be there for their special moments. Jerome's relationship with his wife, Lana, was vitally important. The love and support they provided each other was centered him in other areas of his life. They were married on February 8, 2019, in a small ceremony with family and close friends. As a husband and a father, he made it his duty to put his family first. Jerome valued his relationship with his friends, who he treated like family. Whenever anyone needed something from him, he was quick to agree. He was our rock and will be profoundly missed. Jerome is survived by his wife, Lana Corby Durant, his daughter, Jolie J. Durant, his son, Ari J. Durant, and stepson, Brandon Dejoie, his parents, Pamela and Delroy Durant, his siblings, Diane, Loy, and Matthew Durant, and his beloved nieces, Dahlia Dixon, Sydney Connor, and Tiana Antoine. He also leaves behind a large extended family, which he cherished, including his mother-in-law, Crystal Pierre, and her husband, Hugh Pierre, brothers-in-law, Darwin Connor, Mark Brewster, and Marvin Antoine, and sisters-in-law, Tarina Collymore and Suzette Antoine. We'll miss you, Jerome. Thank you.
First and foremost, I would like to thank each and every person who is here today and those who have sent their condolences from afar. There have been countless phone calls, texts, emails, and we, the family, are forever grateful for all of them. Through this painful and difficult ordeal, we have all been reminded of the impact that Jerome has had on each of our lives. Delroy Jerome Durant, or Del or Jay, as many of you knew him, was born to Pamela and Delroy Durant on December 21st, 1984, in Trelawney, Jamaica. His parents adored him as he arrived into their world, and Jerome adored them the same. When Jerome was almost 5, his parents relocated to Brooklyn with Jerome and his two older siblings, Diane and Loy. Years later, their family welcomed Matthew Durant. Jerome loved each of his siblings dearly. He also repped Jamaica and Brooklyn to the fullest. Jerome leaves behind 3 incredible children. His 8-year-old daughter, Jolie Durant, 17-month-old baby, Ari Durant, and his 11-year-old stepson, Brandon Dejoie. He loved being a father, and the role he played in each of their lives has been nothing short of amazing. I will honor him by making sure his children never forget what an amazing human being he was and how much he loved and cherished them. Jerome, as a child, is exactly as you would imagine if you knew him well as an adult. He was incredibly kind and compassionate, protective of those he loved, curious and adventurous. He loved to figure things out, take things apart, and put them back together. He loved to work with his hands and preferred to learn by doing. His mother and father both wanted him to find a craft that he loved. He pursued electrical and took career and technical classes at William E. Grady High School. Jerome's time spent under the wings of his father cultivated a love for his trade. Jerome loved working on his car. However, he loved working on anyone's car. If you had any issue with your car and spoke to Jerome about it, he would have an analysis of the problem in a few seconds or minutes. Most likely, he would even tell you that he was on his way to help you with the problem or to make sure and drive the car to him and he would help fix it. Over time, he's fixed so many cars that I believed his second job was as a mechanic. In 90-degree weather or even 30-degree weather, it would always be a yes. He found such happiness in knowing that he fixed the problem and that his friends or family would be happy with the outcome. He found happiness in being helpful and supportive. He would do anything for the people he loved, and the people he loved would do anything for him. Jerome was also very adventurous. There is nothing he wouldn't try at least once. From riding bicycles to skateboards, enjoying roller coasters, helicopter rides, skydiving, and most importantly, his passion for driving. He would drive anything and most likely drive it with some speed. He was very much known by his close friends and family for pushing the pedal to the metal. So many countless memories of Jerome driving. And never once did I hold on to anything in the car, because I knew I was safe and secure with him and his skillful driving. He taught me so much as a driver and how to handle myself on the road. Thank you, baby, for all those enjoyable and adventurous moments we were able to share together. Romy, you were my best friend since the age of 18. My partner in crime, my husband. You have touched so many lives while on earth. You were so loved, and I am forever thankful for you, and I will miss you intensely. Stay in peace. Marvin, would you like to come up with the USB? The USB. Please.
has a white Acura, MDX 8110 license plate. You're blocking somebody and they need to get out. I don't know if anybody.
While they get it together, are there any kind words or brief stories that you would like to share about Jerome? I would like to invite those to come up. Somebody has some. Nobody on the job? All right, cool.
Spend all your time waiting for that second chance, for a break that would make it okay. There's always some reason to feel not good enough, and it's hard at the end of the day. I need some distraction. Oh, beautiful release. Memories seep from my veins. Let me be empty. Oh, just that maybe I'll find some peace tonight in the arms of the angel. Comfort here. So tired of the straight line, and everywhere you turn, there's vultures and thieves at your back. The storm keeps on twisting. Keep on building lies that you make up for all that you lack. It don't make no difference. Escape one last time. It's easier to believe in this sweet madness, all this glorious sadness that brings me to my knees in the arms of the angel. Fly away from here, from this dark cold hotel room and the endlessness that you fear. You are pulled from the wreckage of your silent reverie. In the arms of the angel, may you find some comfort here. You're in the arms of the angel. May How do I get through a night without you? If I had to live without you, what kind of life would that be? Oh, I need you in my arms, need you to hold. You're my world, my heart, my soul. If you ever leave, well, baby, you would take away everything good in my life. And tell me now, how do I live without you? I want to know. How do I breathe without you? If you ever go, how do I ever survive? Oh, how do I live without you? There'd be no sun in my sky. There would be no love in my life. There'd be no world left for me and well, baby, I don't know what I would do. I'd be lost if I lost you. If you ever leave, well, baby, you would take away everything real in my life. And tell me now, how do I live without you? I want to know. How do I breathe without you? If you ever go, how do I ever survive? How do I, oh, how do I live?
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Solana just asked me to say something really quickly about Jerome before we end the service. Jerome welcomed me into this family right away. When I met Loy, I didn't meet any other family members before Jerome, and he was just a kid. But he was always really nice to me, and he welcomed me right away. There was none of that kind of, I'm Loy's brother, you're messing around with my sister. There was none of that. And he was always very, very nice and welcoming. And the very first day, to make sure that I got in his good graces, he had come to meet Loy at work, and I saw him, and he was, was asking Loy for some money or something. And when Loy kind of turned it back, I slipped him an extra $20. And so we always started off on the right foot. And just one kind of other story that Lana, Loy, I, and Jerome shared is sometimes Lana and Jerome would come over to our place for movie night, and we'd have wine or hang out. And I always say, "Hey, when do you guys think you're going to come over?" And Lana would say, "Oh, we'll be there at 8." And for anybody who knows Lana and Jerome, 8 does not mean 8 o'clock. 8 does not mean 8:30. 8 does not mean 9. So if anybody knows me, I'm always on time, and I get very frustrated when I'm waiting for people. So I would call Lana or text Jerome at 9:30, like, "You guys coming? What's up?" And the response I always got is, "We're on the bridge." And Loy, the first time I heard this, Loy said to me, "We're on the bridge" means they're about to walk out of the house. So this happened at least 6, 7, 8 times. So after a while, "We're on the bridge" it just became a joke between all of us. And he'd show up, and I'd be like, "This isn't going to last long." And invariably, we'd be there watching movies until 3 o'clock in the morning and just having a good time. He was just such a great person, generous with himself, always present. He was a brother, and I loved him, and I love him. And I know everybody in here, just looking at the room, understands what a great person he was. And I hope he lives in everybody's heart as that great person forever. So we're wrapping up. Everybody can feel free to stay here, but we have to be out by 10:45. And sorry, somebody else is going to say.
Good morning. Normally, I'm not the spokesperson, but I guess everybody's filled with emotion right now, and you're hesitant to speak. I come from New York City Transit Authority, and can you hear? Oh, is that better? And I just like to know if there's many people from Transit Authority that's here, if you could just stand for a second. We have representatives from the local, top officer of the local. We have officers from the Transit Authority as high as Assistant Chief, all the way down to the low guy, myself, which is just a maintainer. And I just want the family to know, Jerome came into my life in a late period of time, but what he offered us and what he brought to the table, I would tell him when he came over to work at my location, I'd give up 3 guys for him. Because of the work that he did, for the work ethic that he had, what he displayed for us, and what he did, there wasn't a job that he wouldn't hesitate to do. So I loved him because I didn't want to climb that ladder, and I had a young guy to climb that ladder without a thought. He made me shine. But he's been a blessing to the New York City Transit Authority in the short time that I've known him. And I want you to know, we care and we love him. If there's anything, I'm sure, from the Assistant Chief on, that the authority could do to help this family and continue to bless it and comfort you, we're here, and we're just a phone call away. Thank you just for that minute. I know we got time constraints, and I won't stay much longer before you. Have a blessed day. Stay safe.
Finally, I hate to end on this note, but there's an Audi Q7 blue JDR 2886 blocking someone. So you could please move. that's all.